Hello everyone, my name is Livini Anauna and another presenter will be Wan Joel bin Jalong. We are students from UiTM Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. We will present on our topic which is how to create an inclusive work environment. Imagine a talented employee who feels invisible because their ideas are overlooked. Now imagine the same person thriving in a workplace that celebrates diversity and inclusion. The difference between those two scenarios is the culture we choose to create. Despite growing awareness of diversity and inclusion, many organizations continue to struggle with creating workplaces where all employees feel respected, valued, and empowered. Issues such as unconscious bias, unequal opportunities, lack of representation, and ineffective communication often hinder inclusivity, leading to disengagement, reduced collaboration, and higher turnover rates. Without deliberate strategies to foster inclusivity, organizations risk losing talent, innovation, and competitive advantage. Therefore, the challenge lies in identifying practical approaches and policies that can transform workplace culture into one that embraces diversity, ensure equity, and promote sense of belonging for every employee. The key findings for me from three aspects, which are physiological safety, inclusive leadership, and equity in promotion. How to create an inclusive work environment? We have 6 points here. The first one is leadership commitment. Second one is policies and fair practices. Third, diverse and fair hiring. Fourth, education and awareness. Fifth, open communication and physiological safety. And the last one is employee engagement and belonging. Inclusive work environment depends heavily on leadership commitment, which is demonstrated through modeling vulnerability and authenticity, ensuring accountability with proper resource allocation, and practicing active leadership. When leaders openly show vulnerability and act with authenticity, employees are more likely to trust them, fostering stronger relations. By holding themselves accountable and dedicating resources to inclusion initiatives, leaders signal that inclusivity is a genuine priority rather than a symbolic gesture. Active leadership further reinforces this by encouraging leaders to stand with marginalized groups and advocates for fairness. Together, these behaviors enhance employee engagement by cultivating a sense of belonging, while also driving team performance as inclusive leaders inspire collaboration, innovation, and higher quality decision-making. In essence, leadership commitment transforms visibility from an abstract value into a lived organizational culture that builds trust, strengthens engagement, and elevates overall performance. Policies and fair practices. Inclusive workplaces are built through both structural policies and everyday practices that bring fairness to life. Organizations can be strengthened inclusivity by shifting from maternity leave to parental leave that covers fathers, active parents, and surrogacy, ensuring no one is penalized for family responsibilities. Pay transparency through annual audits, flexible holiday policies that respect diverse traditions, and clear accessibility measures for both physical spaces and digital tools further reinforce fairness. On a daily level, inclusion is supported by using objective data in hiring, applying standardized rubrics to reduce bias, auditing language in documents to ensure neutrality, and actively inviting contributions from all team members, including remote participants. The impact of these measures is significant. They reduce preventable turnover, help diverse teams outperform peers, and drive higher innovation revenues in companies with fair promotions and leadership practices. In essence, inclusion policies combined with consistent behaviors create workplaces that are equitable, high-performing, and future-ready.
Hi and greetings to Dr. Muhammad Chin. I am Wanjoel bin Jalong will presenting the next 4 points of inclusive work environment in organizational place. Diverse and fair hiring. The diverse and fair hiring slide explains how organizations can create a more inclusive workplace by ensuring recruitment and selections process are fair, unbiased, and inclusive. One key strategy is blind resume screening, where personal details such as names, gender, age, and educational institutions are removed so candidates are evaluated based solely on their skills, experience, and qualifications. Another important practice is using structured interview, where every candidate is asked the same predetermined questions in the same order, allowing fair and consistent comparisons. In addition, having a diverse interview panel made up of people from different genders, ethnic backgrounds, and seniority levels help reduce individual bias and leads to more balanced hiring decisions. Fair hiring also refocuses on equity rather than simple equality, meaning candidates are given appropriate support based on their needs, while still ensuring they align with the organization's value and culture. The impact of diverse and fair hiring is significant. Organizations benefit financially through improved performance, attract a wider pool of talented candidates, and experience reduced employee turnover because higher field value and include from the beginning. Employees who feel fairly treated are more likely to stay motivated, engaged, and loyal to organizations. For instance, a company removes name and university from resume during initial screening and uses a standard interview questionnaire for all applications. A diverse interview panel then evaluates candidates based on their skill and responses. As a result, the company hires a highly capable candidate who might have been overlooked in a traditional process, leading to stronger team performance and lower staff turnover. Educations and awareness. Educations and awareness help create an inclusive workplace by teaching employees to understand others' perspective, recognize unconscious bias, and act as allies to support colleagues. Using activities like role-playing and reverse mentoring encourage open discussions, empathy, and better understanding between employees at different levels. For example, a company runs a role-play workshop where employees practice responding to biased comments, and junior staff mentor senior managers by sharing real workplace experiences, helping leaders improve include practices. Open communications and psychological safety. Open communication and psychological safety are essential for creating an inclusive and productive workplace. Psychological safety means employees feel confident to speak up, ask questions, share new ideas, and admit mistakes without fear of being punished, criticized, or embarrassed. Open communications support this by ensuring that everyone's voice is heard and respected, regardless of positions or backgrounds. Organizations can build this environment by normalizing mistakes as learning opportunities, encouraging inclusive meetings where all employees are given a chance to contribute, practicing active listening and establishing feedback loops that show employees' input leads to real change. When employees feel safe and valued, they are more engaged, satisfied, and motivated, which leads to stronger teamwork, better decision making, and more innovative ideas. For example, when a team members openly admit an error during a project meeting and the manager responds by discussing solutions rather than assigning blame, it encourages trust and openness among the teams, allowing others to contribute ideas and improve overall performance. Employee engagement and belonging. Employee engagement and belonging refer to the extent to which employees feel accepted, valued, and emotionally connected to both their work and organizations. When employees experience a strong sense of belonging, they feel comfortable being themselves at work and more enthusiastic to motivate and committed to their roles. These connections not only improve individual performance but also strengthen teamwork and organizational culture. To foster belonging, organizations can support internal communities where employees share experience and receive mentorships, encourage individually by celebrating culture, holiday, and personal milestone. Pay junior employees with senior leaders to provide guidance and clear career pathway, and implement systems that publicly recognize and appreciate employees' contributions. For examples, a company may create employee resource group that allow staff to connect and support one another, organize celebrations for diverse cultural festivals, assign mentors to guide junior employees' career developments, and use an internal platform where colleagues can publicly thank each other, helping employees feel valued, motivated, and truly part of the organizations. And now we move into advantage and disadvantage for having inclusive work environment. The advantage: an inclusive work environment offers many important advantages that benefit both employees and the organization. One key benefit is enhanced innovation and creativity. As team made up of people from diverse backgrounds, bring different perspectives, ideas, and problem-solving approach. This diversity helps organizations avoid putting, encourage constructive debate, and leads to more creative and effective solutions. Inclusive companies also tend to perform better in business as they are better able to understand diverse customers' needs, expand into new markets, increase revenue, and improve overall profitability. In addition, an inclusive workplace helps attract and retain talented employees by building a stronger employer reputation, reducing staff turnover, and providing clear career progression opportunities for employees from all backgrounds. When employees see fair growth opportunities, they are more motivated, loyal, and committed. Furthermore, inclusion leads to better decision making because multiple viewpoints result in more accurate, well-informed, and balanced decisions. Lastly, inclusive environments improve employee engagement and well-being by increasing psychological safety, job satisfaction, and motivation, while also reducing absenteeism and burnout. For example, for instance, a company with a diverse and inclusive team may encourage employees to openly share ideas during meetings, many employees from different cultural backgrounds suggest a new way to reach untapped customers, helping the company expand into a new market while employees feel valued, engaged, and motivated to contribute. The disadvantage: while an inclusive work environment offers many benefits, it also comes with several challenges that organizations must manage carefully. One major disadvantage is the increased potential for conflict, as employees from different cultural backgrounds may have varying communication style, work ethic, and expectations. For example, some culture values direct and blunt feedback, while others may see this as rude or disrespectful, which can lead to the misunderstandings and tensions. Differences in views on punctuality, hierarchy, and work-life balance can also create frictions if clear guidelines are not in place. Although constructive conflict can encourage innovations and new ideas, it can easily become destructive if employees feel personally attacked rather than having their ideas challenged. Another challenge is slower decision making. Inclusive organizations often seek input from many stakeholders, which can take more time compared to a top-down approach. When teams struggle to reach agreement due to many different viewpoints, decision-making can stall, leading to delay and reduced efficiency. Additionally, creating and maintaining an inclusive workplace can be costly. Organizations may need to invest in ongoing diversity, equity, and inclusion training, make physical or structural adjustments to accommodate diverse needs, and dedicate more management time to mediating conflict and ensuring fair workflows. For instance, a diverse project team may struggle to agree on strategy because members have different expression styles and perspectives, while often discussions bring valuable insight. Reaching consensus may take longer and require additional meetings, increasing costs and slowing project progress if not managed effectively.
In essence, building an inclusive workplace is an ongoing process that moves from a strong leadership commitment to fostering a daily sense of belonging among employees. It starts with the leaders who demonstrate authenticity and accountability, reinforced by fair policies and diverse hiring practices that eliminate systemic bias. When these foundations are combined with continuous education and a culture of physiological safety, employees gain the confidence to share the genuine perspective. Ultimately, inclusivity ensures that engagement goes beyond productivity, creating a work environment where every individual feels respected, valued, and empowered to thrive.
That's all from us. Thank you.